Glenn Parker High Vibration Foundation, thank you very much for joining me. I wanted to talk about Law of Attraction again. I did a recent video on that was well received. And I was thinking today that you could walk through a minefield. I'm not suggesting this, boys and girls, just an analogy, all right? That you could walk through a minefield and or be in an airplane accident or a car accident and walk away without a scratch. And it really comes down for Law of Attraction, and what you put out is what you get back. Tipping the scale of what's been called Abraham-Hicks and others 50-50. How much of your thoughts are going into what you're receiving. And Bashar says that basically it's an infinite amount of parallel realities, as does almost all the other channels. And you're magnetizing yourself via Law of Attraction to the parallel reality that's most relevant to what you're thinking and what you're holding your attention to on this dominant scale of a possibility, and then it becomes a probability. So once you tip that 50% scale and it starts to, then the probability of you realizing what you want to realize is higher and higher and higher and higher. And you get into an eddy. There's an infinite amount of different diversities and different forks you can take in different types of timelines. And in the Big Bang Theory, there's something called inflation, and you can look this up, inflation in the Big Bang Theory. And there's an equation that requires infinity to be able to balance this equation property. The infinity, when you do add it, vets out that there is an infinite amount of parallel realities. It doesn't say they're happening concurrently. I don't think they figured that out yet, but it does say that this is what it vets out to be. There's an infinite universe and an infinite amount of possibilities, all concurrent. So, mental discipline is really the key in finding permission slips to be able to exercise the mind over and over and over again to the things that would be more relevant and most relevant to what your generalized outcome is. Like, you don't need to be very specific. You say, I want better health, or I want more abundance, and it could be in any way. I could want a new car, I could want to take a vacation, and don't isolate it to being money, because those could manifest any number of ways. You could win a contest. Anything can come up. So it is really about being loose. It's about being lucid about what you're thinking. Mindset and mental discipline is really all Law of Attraction requires as fuel, and you're fueling it constantly by what you're thinking. So you basically, whether it's NLP, SRT, positive affirmations, meditation, whatever it is you can do to get into an eddy of more of what you want, whether your circumstances show them now or not, because those are temporary. What you're seeing now is an echo in space and time. You're on a different parallel reality track, but what you do is you recognize it, you validate it, and you say, oh, this is how it is, and boom, now you're back on that same parallel reality track. That's like a hamster on a treadmill going around and around and around and around. No more. To get off the treadmill, mental discipline. And it's almost ignoring what's there. So I'm saying, if a bus is coming toward you, don't ignore it, all right? Bus is coming. But to be softer about the circumstances you're in now means that you're going to have a better chance of having better circumstances in the future. And it really is just that simple. Softening up, softening up, softening up. And finding disciplines that work for you, that you can, there's color therapy, you can take baths in different colors, organic ones that don't stain or anything, and there's all kinds of different ways to do this. Aromatherapy. So it just goes on and on and on. Find one, and one that vibrates, that resonates with you. So thank you very much for joining me. That's what I wanted to share today. It's like more of a Law of Attraction, mental discipline. Basically, you gotta get on your own bandwagon and tip that scale, that 50-50 scale, over to the side that you're looking at. And then as you magnetize yourself to those parallel realities and be more playful for what it is now, what's coming up, it has more malleability in space and time. So when you tighten up and you believe this is the way it's always going to be, it solidifies and it's rigid, and that is with the way it's going to be. So backing off and having more fun and toying and playing around, musing with things, what you would do, where you would go, mental discipline. So if something comes up, you know, it's like, wow, that's not important. What I want is important, and focusing on that. Ta-da! Thank you for joining me, boys and girls. Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation, coaching life, business, and spiritual. Also retreats. Don't forget retreats, boys and girls. And down below in the description, there's tons of stuff going on. There's email address and coaching and the foundation and the different channels that I like and different people I think that are in the new energy and all these types of ideas. So if you do like this video, please do like, subscribe, and share. Love and light to you all. That's what you're made out of.